What's going on? It's Trending Story. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more well informed, make sure to subscribe and active the notifications bell so you don't miss anything.
A little boy was completely unfazed when a lion tried to attack him, a little girl and an adult woman, but was stopped by protective glass at a zoo in Louisiana. The video of the boy and a much younger girl was captured at Audubon Zoo in New Orleans. In the short clip, the lion became more aggressive and repeatedly pawed at the glass, presumably trying to attack the children and an adult woman with them. A lion getting used to its new zoo enclosure scrabbled mightily at the glass, separating him from an unfazed little boy who barely seemed to notice. Cameras were flashing and cell phone videos were rolling as a few of New Orleans' newest celebrities made a pre-performance press appearance Friday morning. The scene wasn't a theater or concert hall, however. It was at the Audubon Zoo, where a new $5 million African savanna exhibit officially opened Saturday is putting 4 lions on public display at Audubon for the first time in nearly 6 years. Bringing the roar back to New Orleans is what it's all about, said Joel Hamilton, the zoo's general curator. It's an iconic sound, and this is a great addition. In a video posted to YouTube, 3-year-old Zuri, the lioness, can be seen gliding towards the children, then slapping the glass with her paw. Audubon had announced weeks ago that it acquired the lions. After a woman comes into the frame and plops a baby down next to him, the lion really goes wild, pawing at the two of them as they gaze its way, the boy slightly smiling. The glass proved to be a solid barrier, and no one was in any danger. Likewise, these zoo visitors did nothing to spark the behavior, officials said. Nonetheless, since they had the world's attention, Audubon officials used the incident as a teachable moment to warn about what could happen with intentional provoking of animals. The behavior, Audubon Vice President and General Curator Joel Hamilton told the New Orleans Times-Picayune, is something we'd rather not see. In other words, don't try this at home, or at the zoo for that matter. A lion who slams into the glass could injure a tooth and require root canal, Hamilton said. For these and other reasons, the Times-Picayune noted, visitors are asked to refrain from tapping on the glass, throwing food or anything else into exhibits, and taunting the animals. Zuri bunks with Arnold 4, Nia 3, and Callie, also 3, in the $5 million African Savanna exhibit, which opened officially in May, according to a release. With the exhibit so new, the animals are most likely still getting used to the new environment, officials said. Arnold is the first to arrive, coming in February, from his birthplace, Wildlife Safari, a 600-acre drive-through animal park in Winston, Oregon. The 3 females followed from the Peoria Zoo in Illinois, where they were born. The last time the zoo had a lion exhibit was in 2013, when male lion Bubba died of cancer and female Cassie retired at the age of 20 to the quiet of the Freeport-McMoran Audubon Species Survival Center on the West Bank, where she still lives today. Now the lions have a spacious new habitat that looks like an African savanna, with grasses, trees, and large pieces of granite called kopjes that bring to mind Pride Rock from the Disney movie The Lion King. In nature, they create shade, pools of water, and vantage points to spot predators. The exhibit, paid for by philanthropists Joy and Donald Boise Bollinger, also features a replica of an abandoned 1920s-era train station, which Audubon officials called a tragic symbol of the transportation system that opened the door to habitat loss, poaching, and the devastation of Africa's vast natural resources. Mock train cars have been turned into conservation and research stations that offer animal care and education demonstrations, which also feature up-close looks at the animals. Nearby, a Tinga Tinga-style mural painted by local artist Teresa Norris features a bright and colorful savanna filled with wildlife. Officials hope the new addition, which features 12,000 square feet of roaming space, as well as a 4,000 square foot holding facility, will spur a renovation of the zoo's entire African domain, which also holds animals like zebras, giraffes, and rhinos. This is really the first cornerstone exhibit for the rest of the African Savanna exhibit, Hamilton said. All the space will get redeveloped around this hub. Since the lions arrived earlier in the year, zookeepers have been working behind the scenes to help them settle in, implementing a daily routine that involves structured play, eating 5 to 12 pounds a day of protein like fish, frozen quail, and rabbit, and napping for about 20 hours a day, according to Maddie Marullo, one of the animal care specialists. The staff has learned that Arnold likes smelling elephant dung and giraffe urine during scent enrichment and enjoys sharpening his claws on branches. The girls enjoy playing with a jingle ball containing bells and hunting plastic targets that pop up again after they're knocked down, Marullo said. But while lions are considered to be the most social of nature's big cats, heavily relying on each other to hunt and protect the pride, the zoo's male lion has mostly been kept separate from the females. That's because it takes time and patience to make a successful pride in captivity, officials said. By Friday, the female lions were able to wander the exhibit freely most days, but Arnold was allowed to visit them only once a day. It hasn't been all peachy, Marullo said, pointing to an open sore on Zuri's leg, which first happened when she and Arnold fought and was exacerbated when her sister started licking the wound in an apparent effort to clean it. But Audubon is relying on the lions ultimately getting along. The zoo hasn't been shy about its main goal, breeding the lions to ultimately create a successful and cohesive pride of big cats. To that end, the 4 lions were chosen specifically for their lineage. They're all descended from a subspecies found in southern and eastern Africa and have specific genetic and behavioral matches, zoo officials said. The zoo's breeding program is aimed at furthering conservation efforts. Right now, the lion population in the wild is critically endangered, standing at around 20,000, down from more than 450,000 in the 1940s, according to the Audubon. In the wild, lions tend to live about 14 to 17 years, Hamilton said, but they can live much longer in captivity. Cassie is now 22. Breeding doesn't always work out, however. In the time he lived at the Audubon Zoo, Bubba and his female partners never produced any offspring. On Saturday, to celebrate the exhibit's opening, zoo members are invited to a sneak preview celebration an hour before the zoo opens and featuring a second line to the newly constructed habitat. Guests will also be able to participate in Party for the Planet Endangered Species Day about the importance of protecting endangered species. But on Friday, zoo attendees could already be seen peeking through openings in the lion habitat's fence, which was partially covered by signs advertising the exhibit's opening. Among them was 66-year-old Dorsey Underwood, a clerical worker who remembered seeing the lions years ago. "I'm glad they're back. I've been going to the zoo since I was 13, and I've watched the transformation over the years," Underwood said, "and I was just saying what a beautiful habitat this is." Other case with the same fate. Poor child. The little boy was seated as the lion crept up behind him and tried to take a swipe at him. He had his back turned to the glass, so he didn't see what was happening right away. When he turned around, the lion was right in his face. Instead, the boy laughed. An adult woman then came over with a little girl for a close-up photo. Once the trio were positioned in its gaze, the creature started pawing aggressively at the glass. Both the children and the woman laughed as the lion tried in vain to get to them. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.